It's the Wow Show, Women on Women. I'm Shazmin Shamsuddin.
I'm Joanne Campopo.
And I'm Ning by Zura.
And we're back after this long hiatus for season 4. It's so exciting. And we've just hit a milestone actually.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we
Happy birthday, Ning.
And that's the one
you.
milestone too.
I can't count anymore.
Big 5-0.
5-0 is
50. How does it feel? Oh my God. Anyway, I'm already 50. I'm the oldest one.
it feels great actually.
Yeah.
Never thought that I would feel this good at 50. Because when I was 30, I was thinking, oh my God, how am I going to be like when I'm 50? But it's chilla.
Chilla.
Relax lah.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight, especially at this age, is always 2020, isn't it? And I think turning 50 for a lot of us, it's like unlocking a superpower. So what we're doing today is we're going to go back 30 years and basically, write a love letter, or rather speak a love letter to our 20-year-old selves, Ken? Yeah. Do you even remember what it was like to be 20?
Oh, definitely. I was a very different girl then. It's still a girl. I think the woman I am now has learned from that, all of that, yes.
Okay, so at 20, what were you doing? Where were you? What were you dreaming about?
I was in Haw Par Villa, actually, in Singapore, being a performer. And I was a bit lonely because, people will presume that if you're a performer, you have a lot of people around you and all that. But I managed to find good friends. But it was also a very lonely time.
Okay. What about you, Ning?
Me?
At 20?
At 20, I think I was pretty much at the peak of my career. I mean, everybody was like, who is this soprano singer? So it was really good for me. For my career, it was it felt like I was already in the zone, because I was accepted and I've done my concert, my first concert. Felt really good, but I was still young.
I mean, do you remember what it was like
Of course.
to be in that zone?
I think I was fearless.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The problem was I was just so straightforward and just wanted to say and speak my mind. It's not a problem lah. It's just I'm still speaking my mind, but I was fearless. There was no boundaries, and my expectations were a bit too much because we were young, kan?
Yeah.
So being fearless is something fantastic, but at the same time, I wanted to be a people pleaser, that kind of thing, because I was like, okay, everybody knows Ning, and then, I've got to do this the right way, I've got to do this the right way. So it was fearless towards an extent where I knew I can push my boundaries with my career, but I pushed too much lah.
Yeah, you got in trouble.
I mean, if you're talking about 20 and 21, that was the start of your career, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Were you going back to that time in life, did you feel confident in your abilities?
So this is also the thing. If you're talking about 19 and 20, 1920, I was in Haw Par Villa. And then at about 21, I got accepted in Boom Boom Room, Singapore. And towards 22, a year after Singapore, I moved to KL where everything catapulted. So from 19, where I was the shy Johor girl who I didn't run away, but okay, fine. I moved to Singapore from JB without my mother's consent because I wanted to be a
that
performer.
took guts.
Yeah. Well, there was a whole
Freedom
issue. But I wanted to be a performer. I mean, there was two paths. I was accepted into Singapore General Hospital as a trainee nurse. And I was also accepted in Haw Par Villa as a performer. And of course, for 1 week, I fought with my mom. And then she literally said, okay, this is the money for Singapore, go. Okay?
Oh, wow.
And that was it. I had to find my own housing. Room, not even apartment. So from 19 to 20, there was a lot of learning curve. It was a very lonely time because I was a performer in a theme park. And all the friends that I have made were from that theme park.
Yeah.
I've had very good friends that still last with me till now, right? But it was a very lonely time because like you go to work and then after that you come home to your own reality. It wasn't like but moving along from that, I went into Boom Boom in Singapore, and it was a whole culture change as well. I had to deal with stars, other stars, and I have to deal with other performers as well. And as someone who was plus size, it took a while because when I was in Boom Boom Room, Singapore, there was a whole way to like people perceive you in a different way.
Yeah.
People perceive like you are part of the Boom Boom Room performance led by Kumar, the iconic Kumar. So everybody expects you to be fashionable, to be sassy, and the fact is that you're working in a cabaret where when you go out and do your comedy routine, you need to be sassy. You need to be the B because, you know, your mentor is the B of Singapore, you know, so you have to be a mini B. You cannot out B him.
Yeah.
So you be the mini B, but everybody expects that. So even when you go out, the whole group will go out. This is Boom Boom Room Singapore, right? Everybody goes out and they're all dancers, they're singers, they're all fashionable. And then tagging along, there's this auntie, plus size auntie.
Who's only 20, by the way.
20, yeah. Plus size auntie that goes, I look like the maid with the entourage, literally. And I was told off also. So that one later on, I'll tell you what happened. But it was very odd. It wasn't like now. Like now I can like glam myself and be like, oh, Joanne,
You
calm.
own it,
Yeah. So it was a difficult I wouldn't say difficult. I shouldn't say difficult.
Yeah.
It was a learning transition because you're in entertainment. You're not like a reporter or journalist or working in a normal office as an accountant or even if you're in an agency, you know, you have to move with the group.
Yeah.
You know? So with me, I've always felt that I was like the black sheep of that family. And then KL happened. So when KL happened, 19, 20, 21, 22, and then when KL happened, everybody wanted to be my friend.
I was there.
Yeah. Because when KL happened, there was no stand-up comedy in KL.
Yes.
So when I came
fresh,
You
out
brought
of
the
that,
difference. Yeah.
the first night in Boom Boom Room, I still remember under Bob Wong and all that. I felt like I was the champagne cork that got catapulted. It was literally overnight sunset. And then all of a sudden I go and there's a sea of gay men. Sea of that I can pick. I had an entourage. I had an entourage that came every week with me, you know?
Okay.
So from there I developed my character. I went into, and I think Ning, you and me kind of like had that same timing.
Kind of a parallel.
Yeah, kind of parallel.
Career
It's just 1-2
trajectory.
years different, you know?
Yeah.
What about you, Shaz?
Oh my God.
When you were 20?
Yeah,
20.
we want to know.
Well, the thing is, I was still at university, you know, at this time, and I was very confident as a student, as an academic, and clueless with, you know, while you guys are building careers, I'm still at university. I'm writing my thesis. I was a student, and you know, it's funny because I remember that university was the best years of my life. But at the same time, I couldn't wait to get to the next stage,
Level.
which is starting to work. And it was a whole dream of what am I going to do when I start working? And that was, for me, something I realized. I was just thinking about it the other day, that even as a child, I was like, I can't wait to go to high school. And then I can't wait to go to university. And while I'm at university, mind you, having the time of my life, waiting to go, like, oh, I can't wait to start working, building a career, making a name. And then I can't wait to maybe get married, have kids. So it was like, what, you know, I wonder why I couldn't stay at that moment longer. You know what I mean? Like experience fully the experience of being a free, fun-loving 20-year-old. You know,
I guess because for you, your aim was, I need to be done with this so I can fully enjoy myself working and all that, right?
And I noticed even at 51, I'm like, oh, slow down, Shazmin. Be in the present, because at 51, what are you going to rush for? This is a time to fully enjoy,
No,
isn't
you're
it?
not rushing.
I mean, if I could tell my younger self something valuable is like, don't rush it.
Yeah,
Be in the moment. You know what I mean?
I would totally agree with that.
What would you tell your younger
I
self?
would tell my younger self to trust my instincts.
Oh, we have to do that.
Yes,
We
I
have.
would have just tell her, "Oi, just embrace the journey and trust your instincts, but don't trust anyone else but yourself."
Yeah, correct.
Because
correct,
I didn't
correct,
know. I didn't know back then, with all
Yeah.
the hullabaloo of like the managers, everyone who managed me just wanted to
Make
take
use. Yeah.
Make use
just
and take
make
money.
use of me and make money.
Yeah, make money.
So,
make money.
I
You were a
mean,
cash cow. I mean, you
Yes.
don't look like a cow, but you were the cash cow,
I
honey.
was.
Yeah.
And literally I was just, all I wanted to do was just to sing.
Sing.
So I didn't really expect that this was going to happen, but I had to learn through the hard way, to like, wow, two managers, three managers, and they're all doing the same thing. And all I wanted to do was just sing.
Can I say something?
Please.
Okay. So when Ning came out into the world, I mean, of course, in Malaysia, and I got catapulted out of my champagne bottle. Of course, like in the original Boom Boom Room, there were a lot of celebrities that came. Ning was one of them. We only started to know each other later on, much later on, 2000, 2005. But I was reading a lot about her. And at that time, I had a manager too. So I understand what she means by manager. So my manager did the same thing, and her manager did the same thing. But of course, they took more money from her. You
Yeah,
have
oh
that
my
much.
God.
And then the minute I saw in the newspaper, they're saying, oh, Ning's managers gone off with how many, was it million or millions? Huh? And then my manager.
1.5 million
Yeah,
for my
my
first
manager
concert.
did
It
the
was
same
like-
thing, but only got like 30,000 away.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was like, me and Ning like same up, both have manager issues.
But back then, kita tak ada social media.
Tak ada, betul.
So we had to do press conferences. Everything is like, PC is press conference.
Yeah, everybody loved press con.
And that's when they will bombard you or question you until they can even make me cry. There was at some point of most points in my career, I was just crying because of all these questions, and there was so much of pressure.
And you were only 21, right? 21.
Yeah.
I remembered, like same.
Okay,
too.
so
But-
sorry, the word of wisdom there is don't trust everyone. is that right?
Just trust myself. Don't trust everyone.
Follow your instincts.
But you got to get into details. Whatever you do, don't just let everything go. You've got to manage your
own.
funds. You've got to
Yeah.
know what the contracts are. Because I mean, come on. After school, I just started straight away work. So
Yeah.
I don't know how to read contracts. And I think I gave too much trust to the people that was managing me, thinking that, okay.
Okay. That's
So
good
the note
advice.
to your younger self, read contracts.
Yes.
Learn to
That's it.
understand contracts.
Yeah.
What about yourself with regards to like the career?
Okay, career and also personality, I would tell my younger self, okay, even as a fat Chinese girl that has no eyelids, no eyelash, no eyebrow, who loves food, who sweats every time she walks, there is a place for you.
Oh wow.
There's always a place for you.
Yeah, because I think a lot of time with children who grow up and then they're a little bit different.
Yeah.
They're not like, even my daughter is used to face the same thing. If you're not the cookie cutting, teenage girl or girl that grows up with rhythmic gymnastic, ballet, and all that, where are you then?
Yeah.
Like I feel that a lot of parents put pressure, like,
that's
okay,
so
you have to
true.
join ballet, you have to join music, you have to. So I'm the one that failed in everything. So if I failed in everything, and I can still be the Joanne Campopo, so imagine what you all can be.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, and because like I was in the I chose a career that highlights this, as
Yes.
in you have to look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you took the risk.
You have to look good to be in entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's going to listen or watch you if you're ugly, you know?
But the thing is, I think what you embodied was it's not being conventionally
Correct.
looking good. I
Correct.
mean, you can look as yourself, but be as
Exactly.
attractive and as powerful.
But I didn't know that. I mean, okay, come on. Like, as a comedian, it works. It
But
works
when
as a
did you have the
comedian.
transition?
Uh,
when did you know
okay.
that this is it? This is you
I-
locked it.
I just wanted to work.
Yeah.
And I had a talent.
Yeah.
My talent is to make people laugh.
Yeah.
And that's why when I went for audition, they took me in Harper because they were actually looking for a plus size actress to play a matchmaker in olden China. That's like the Mulan matchmaker. So I fit the role. There was like, they saw a fat girl that is funny and they're like, okay, let's do it. So that was my first training. But I was still that little girl from Johor, from JB.
Yeah.
You know, I was still that little girl who likes food, who wear big t-shirt. I was very auntie. Then when I went into Boom Boom Room Singapore, I had to glow up. I had to glow up because, you know, I was told, I was literally told in one of the Boom Boom Room meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. This was after being with them for 6 months. And then someone stood up and said, okay, Joanne, I cannot take this anymore, but I have to tell you, whenever we go out as the Boom Boom Room crew, everybody look up to us because we were the club, you know? We had Kumar, we had dancers, we had singers. And then that person that actually said, can I just tell you something? You look like the maid
Oh
with
my
us
God.
every
Oh
time.
my gosh.
Because they were all dancers. They
That's
were all
mean.
they are able to wear fashionable clothes. And I literally look like the maid. I literally look like the maid. And of course there were some of the dancers that like, oh my God, how can you say that? And then but it's okay. I took the longest ride home to my place, cried. Then the next day I started putting things together to shine what I have. So
Right.
of course, like at that time,
It was hard to get stylish
hard to
clothes
get.
for plus size. I
Very
remember this.
hard.
This is
It's-
like
it's not
the
like you can order
1990s.
It's
online.
not like you can go to Topshop or
Yeah.
H&M. There's no
Yeah.
XL or XXL. I had to wear auntie clothes. And that was when I realized in order for me to out them, I need to be more outspoken. Not only outspoken, I need to dress up to kind of like shock people. So my first thing was I told myself, okay, what do I have that they don't have?
Your assets.
I have big boobs.
Right.
I have big boobs. I have my breasts. All right. They're all skinny. All right. They're all skinny. So I thought, okay, if I can find clothes that enhances my
Assets.
Yep.
okay, what do you call this? People will look at me like, oh, they will look at my boobs instead of my face. So actually it's easier.
Yeah.
Right? And then it will work. And because I was already performing, I also had to dress in sexy clothes and all that. So for me, it was like, you know, Joanne, whatever you wear on stage, 50% of it should be what you wear downstage. So it does, don't give yourself excuse like, oh, you cannot find clothes or what's. So even if I had to go to maternity wear and then redid the clothes, restyle them to make it look non-maternity, I did that. But I fought back.
So you're fearless.
Yeah, because
You just
you're already there. It's your work. If your work tells you,
Yeah.
hey, you're not at the level that we are, what are you gonna do? Are you
Yeah.
gonna you go back, you cry.
Yeah.
You go back and cry. Then after you cry, then you fight
Level
back.
up.
You level up.
Yeah.
You glow up. You
Okay.
have to.
Like for myself, I think with regards to career, if I was to tell myself at 20, you know, what to expect, is to not listen to the voices in your head
you're so right.
that tell you that make you feel like an imposter.
Yeah, yes.
Imposter syndrome, especially for women in the 20s range, age range, is quite a loud voice, you know.
Yep.
And then
Tell me about it.
actually, you know what you're doing. You know, or you're learning on the job. Don't listen to the doubts that come into your head because you got to trust in your abilities, and I guess the fact that
Trust your
you're in that
instincts.
position
Yeah.
because for a reason.
Yeah.
You can do this. It's
But
not.
we were not that strong then. You see, we were not that mindful. We were not as...
No, you're right.
It's just because society is, towards an extent, they can also pressure you.
Correct.
And like for me, my instance is that I am this Malay girl who's not supposed to be outspoken.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can sing pop, R&B, but she's supposed to dress a certain way. But I'm controversial because I spoke my mind.
Yeah.
And I still am, because I still speak. That's one thing that I feel like I'm proud of myself, because
Yeah.
my instincts say, if I want to say it, I say it. So you can ban me lah, tak apa, but I've said it because I speak the truth.
So in terms of Ming and me,
Yeah.
we are the same but slightly
Yeah.
opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was told to not cover up, and she was told to alright.
Yeah.
Well, there you
Selalu
have it,
kita kena
lah.
ban.
Kan,
Kita kena
kan.
ban.
Two extremes. Two
Aku
extremes.
lain sebab aku tak halal. So I was told to nenen out, and she
Yeah.
was told to nenen in.
Okay. I just have to add here, though, especially when I look at my younger self, and there were many points in my early career that I could have taken a different path, many times.
So true, so true.
I would tell that girl, it's always
Stick to your
okay.
yes.
No. Listen,
Yeah.
it's okay to change your mind.
Yes,
You can
yes,
actually
it's
do
true.
this or this or that.
That's such
Don't
a
be afraid.
good advice.
Don't be
Yeah.
afraid. I mean, look, I wish I had taken a few different paths, but you know what? No regrets. I'm here now. I'm here today with you guys.
What would you have done differently?
Yeah.
Like
I
if you were given like another, what's that other path?
I would have gone back to school. I would have done my path from the very beginning was to be an academician, a word I can barely say now.
But then we wouldn't have met.
Yeah, but you know what? Even today, in my 50s, I'm thinking I would love to
You
go
can
back,
go back.
do my master's, do my PhD, and teach. I have this affinity, I'm like,
Yes.
I might do it
Yes.
one day if
Never
I
too late.
get off my ass to actually attend classes and actually write another thesis. Don't know if I'm mentally capable of that. But as a young person, these were the things I was grappling with. Like, should I do it or should I just stay on this path? I decided path was good. I'll do it. I'll continue doing it. See where it takes me. Mind you, 30 years later, I'm still doing it. I'm happy-ish. Most days I am. But don't be afraid to go a different path. That's what I would tell that girl.
Because we are 50 now. We've got maybe 20 more years. If you want to change, what are you? It's not like changing husband or change. That one quite easy. Kau faham
Tiba dia
tak?
sports woman ke apa kan?
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean, like if you were
Yeah.
being given an opportunity that is totally different from what you're doing now, would you at this age, 50, say yes, let's go?
I would.
right?
I would. And you know what? I've talked to a lot of young people. I work with a lot of 20-somethings. And I always tell them, this doesn't have to be it for you. You could do
Yeah.
this. You could do that.
Yeah.
Look, I have a 20-year-old. My son is 20. He's going to be 21 in October. And he's not going the usual Malaysian route, which is university, this, that, the other. He wants to explore this first. And I'm like, you're young. Go for it. Do it.
Yeah. Give them the opportunities that we couldn't have perhaps because 20, 30 years ago, if you're going back to tell your parents that I want to do this.
Forget it. I'd
They'll
get
be
disowned.
like, what?
You get out of my house now.
Well, literally, that's what my mom told me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But yeah, I think at that time also we were conditioned by, like what you say, society, your parents, and all that. But right now, even as parents, we are not forcing them to go on, like what you say,
the same trajectory.
the same trajectory,
Yeah.
the
They
Malaysian
They have a lot of
path.
choices, right?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to open a tarot reading cafe? Go for it! Go for it!
You've
it's
got
making
3
money,
aunties here willing to
yeah,
do
I'm
regular.
ready. I charge them by the hour. Trust me. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's move along to something juicier. Okay. I know.
Men. Oh no.
Like when we were younger, at least I can speak for myself. I mean, love was always hot and heavy. It was always wonderful. What are your, words of wisdom you would actually tell your younger
You
self?
first, Ning.
Ning.
About love,
Yeah. And relationships.
I didn't believe in love. For me, it was just a touch. That's it.
A touch?
Like a touch. I cannot say the rest.
Okay.
Because I came from a family where it was broken already.
Okay. But knowing what you know now at 50,
Yes.
what would you tell that girl
About love.
about
love
Yeah.
to believe in it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't believe in it. And I never did until I was like 30 plus, you know?
To keep an open mind, open heart.
To actually be a bit more open and give somebody a chance. Because I never did. Because of my career and our career, at that point, I feel like I have no time to fall in love. And I didn't. It was, for me, it was like, okay, hey, hi, how are you? So it never lasted.
Okay.
So
I
give
would
people a chance.
give people a chance and probably
Give yourself a chance.
give myself a chance to just trust love. I didn't.
Okay.
So
What about
Joanne?
you?
Oh, me.
You dulu dah aku.
Okay, I would say, like I said about the whole other stuff, be in the moment. I've had some wonderful loves, from the time I was 18 to the time I was about 26.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I smile when I think about it, but I would tell that girl, carpe diem, seize the day, go for it. Even if you have to defy everyone for this love. Like I said, there's so many sliding doors in my life. I could have ended up somewhere else with someone else, and that could have been the love of my life kind of scenario. But that said, having married who I married at a much later date, I would have told my younger self, don't marry potential. And those red flags don't turn green, they never do.
Yes.
So watch out for the red flags and don't ignore them when they're, flapping in your face.
Yeah.
I'd tell that girl that.
What
Yourself?
about you?
I think at the moment, because my relationships have never, I guess some have matured. I wouldn't say none have. But I find it very difficult to be in a proper relationship. So my relationships have always been exciting, so to speak, but they would not last. And when I mean they would not last, they'll last for about 2 years. I guess you can say that's a relationship. But in a lot of ways, I'm glad that I had a connection with someone long enough to let me have my daughter. Yeah. And okay, if you really want to know, it was an affair. It was an affair for 2 years. And then that's when I had the accident. And after that, we parted ways because I didn't want to be the other woman forever. But I was the other woman for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after that, when he said, oh, we can't continue this relationship if you don't abort the baby, then I became like, okay, what kind of relationship is this going to be? It's always going to be in between,
Well, it's very bold of you.
So what
Yeah.
would you have told your younger self about all this?
It's a bit difficult because even if I tell my younger self, I think I'll tell my younger self, believe in love, but choose wisely.
That's good. Yeah.
Because I cannot say don't have that experience.
Yeah.
Because if I don't have that, my daughter wouldn't be here. And I'm so
and
thankful.
you wouldn't be
that
the woman you are.
I wouldn't be the woman. And I guess it's like believe in love. I still would want to have love in my life, but choose wisely. And I also feel like since I chose entertainment, and you know how it is with entertainment.
Yeah. Our life
Everybody
is
think the woman on stage that's talking about sex, only sex, more sex.
There's a lot of it.
Sex. Sex.
No.
Yeah. Would obviously have orgy parties every weekend. Like I have my little black iPad, with all the names. And like, hey, it's Saturday free. But the thing is, I think a lot of guys that are attracted to the Joanne come on stage, and a lot of them are.
Yeah.
And of course, like when I'm socializing, and that's
Yes.
a part of me as well. I am that Joanne come on stage. Then they get to know me, and then they stay with me, and then they're like, oh, you're actually quite auntie.
No lah.
No,
You real.
No, you're real. You're
Yeah,
real
you're
for
real.
who you are
the
now.
realness is I'm 52.
Yeah.
My knee is complete kaput. I limp on stage because I need knee reassignment. What they call it, knee replacement surgery. Okay. And then I've got other issues. Okay, I'm perimenopausal. Okay, if you message me wrongly, I will ignore and ghost you. I've got all these issues. So when men want to fuck, they want to fuck that Joanne come on stage talking about the tete, the sex, and all that, And then when they come back, oh, actually, you're quite auntie.
Why are you limping?
Why you limping? Why your hair is like that?
That's your alter ego.
Why you like that?
Okay, so this brings me back to your health and
Yes.
and what we know now as 50-year-olds.
Yeah.
I mean, I would tell my younger self exactly that. Take care of your knees,
Yeah.
your teeth, your
Yes.
skin, your weight. Don't put on so much weight. I mean, this is something my mother told me.
I was
Your
yo-yo.
diabetes.
I was so yo-yo. Same.
Yeah?
Sometimes big, sometimes small. But I think it's just that we don't bother because we were young.
Yes.
Kan? 20 is like we can
youth
do
is wasted on the
everything.
young,
Yes,
right?
yes,
We thought we
yes.
would be like so youthful forever.
When
I'm also
we
limping.
were
Okay?
Well, of course, some
Yeah.
conditions. Okay, you know what is limping? This is also me trying to get fit. Okay, my friend got rhythm cycle, freaking coach. Okay, this is what you do when you have friends who are healthier and you are. Oh, Joanne, come try rhythm cycle. Come try my rhythm cycle. Come, beginner.
That one I can do
beginner.
lah. Yeah,
You
yeah.
can do. Not when I'm 82 kg. Try one time. I was on the wheelchair for 4 days after that.
Wow.
Because it's rhythm cycle. You don't sit on the cycle. Because
yeah,
1 hour and the music is pumping, it's like clubbing music.
Yes.
Then you also
Spin
I
class,
can do this.
spin.
I can do this.
And then the next day, sakit
Okay,
belakang.
for those of you who are 89 kg, okay, if you're 50 and your friend like 30-year-old handsome guy say, okay, come Joanne, we do beginner. We go beginner only, beginner. They're beginner different from you, okay? Okay, so all these people. Okay, now wait. I'm sorry, I'm not
so
done.
can
I'm
imagine
not done yet. Let me finish. You have your moment. Okay, and then I've got another group of friends. Oh, my ex radio. Oh, let's go like what is pickleball? Pickleball.
Oh, no, not
Pickleball. Okay, the ball is this small. The ball is this small. Okay, and the bat is this small. Yeah. Do I look like Ning by Zura? Okay, I mean Ning by Zura can run, I want to climb up the stairs, so I asked producer, please come and get my luggage.
Your bags.
I mean, you want me to do pickle? Already rhythm cycle. This knee thing was rhythm cycle 4 years ago until now. Now whole knee replacement. And where's the floor?
Habis lah.
Where the floor? Where the rhythm cycle?
Sama the floor.
Where the floor? And then now all my other girlfriend, pickleball. I'm like the only ball I'm gonna pickle if it's on my bed, then I'll pickle the ball. Pickleball. I tell you, you go pickle yourself lah.
Boom.
Okay, and on that note, okay, what one thing
Yes.
did you think was so important at 20 and at 50 you couldn't care less about? Ning?
One thing that was so important. I don't know lah. You jawab dulu lah.
Because, okay, one thing that was important.
Yeah, when you were 20.
When you were
That you don't care about now.
Don't care about now.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh,
eat.
okay,
At 20, don't eat so much. Don't become 100 kg.
Okay.
Try not to eat so much.
Okay.
Balance it out.
All right.
So same lah. Fashion. Who
Fashion,
cares?
actually-
wear whatever you want to wear.
To be honest,
Yeah.
I feel that fashion is a thing. You don't get at 50. I can go down to the to the store wearing the house coat I was wearing to clean my house
you
in.
don't care.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't care if people recognize me, and they do.
Yeah.
I don't care that they think, oh, she's let herself go. I don't
Yeah.
care.
You
I
don't
just
have to
don't
wear
care anymore.
makeup. No makeup.
Yeah,
you
no
know, it's
makeup,
just-
nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, the days that I want to dress up, I do, and it's great. But I don't care anymore what people actually think about me.
That's great, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. It's very releasing. So for you young ladies out there, if you're so, I guess,
Want to look like your filter?
yeah, if you're so worried about what people think about your looks and how you
Yeah.
carry yourself, don't worry. At some point, you don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah,
and that
when-
is so
yeah.
freeing.
When you reach our age, you tell people to go and F themselves.
Okay. Final words to young ladies that I guess things for them to look forward to in terms of mindset and confidence and whatnot.
Build your own confidence. I think a lot of time, like, again, right now we're in a society that so easily, especially on social media,
Expects.
to tell you that, oh, you're not this enough, you're not that enough. Why? I mean, there will be constant comments about you and your looks. Trust me when I say you are not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And that is okay. Because if you are special, you will shine anyway. And you don't have to look like everyone out there. For me, I grew up in the entertainment field where I had to deal with dancers who are beautiful, who are sexy, who are fuckable, But I'm the star. Diorang around me, I'm the one with the mic. So use what you have to your best ability. Don't follow the rest of them. If the rest of them want to be skinny, want to be, their hair want to be straight and all that, trust me, if you stand out, it only means you're extra special. There's no one like you.
I totally agree with that, and I'm just going to elaborate on that. I would just tell everybody, all the young girls out there, to be more present. To I mean, listen to your instincts and be more present, because sometimes we get caught up. And then this, when we were younger, we all know that you can get caught up with, yes, like you say, social media, blah blah blah, society, da 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 da. But just be more present and just put your foot down, and find your specialty, find your inner authenticity, whatever it is that you love to do. That's you. Even though people are gonna go, what is this? Don't care. So you have to have detox time. Social media is like, you have to have detox time and just do what you want to do and be present.
Yeah. Well, for me, I mean, my advice to young women is that you are not behind, okay? Life isn't a race.
Yep.
There will be detours and sliding doors along the way. If you're present, you might see the opportunities that these sliding doors provide. If you're not there in terms of your career just yet, or you don't have the life partner or the love that you seek, chill, okay?
Yeah.
Don't rush things. The universe will provide. And don't think that you're behind. Oh, all your friends are getting married, having kids. You know what?
Yeah.
Been there, done it. It's,
Yeah.
in your own time. Don't feel pressured.
Yeah.
By time, because you'll get there eventually. And if not, that means you're meant for something else. And that's cool too. It's a burnt toast theory.
Yeah.
Sometimes you miss out on an opportunity because I think the universe was trying to protect you.
Yes.
So redirect you to a different path. So just be chill. And life is not a race. There will be other opportunities and just
Mindful and relax a bit.
Yeah, relax a bit. I mean, look, we are 50. We're fabulous. We're still figuring it out. We're winging it. We're having fun doing that, right?
But we don't care. That's why we're 50 and fabulous.
50 fabulous.
50 and fabulous. Still acting like a 20-year-old sometimes.
Oh.